Okay, we're doing a video of the TRC 451. I took this apart today. We bought this radio over on eBay for like $60 over in Ohio. I'm cleaning the switches right now. But right now I'll get the deox spray later on. But right now this is actually the part of the radio I took apart. We're using some of this. Show you a second. We're using that kind of alcohol, 70% rubbing alcohol. Then I actually got switches in here, which you can't see. So I got a zoom camera on right now. Usually those are the switches I'm cleaning right now. Don't want to put that near there. We'll just zoom it up. So we put in the switches, let them dip for a while. You get the whole idea. And I had to scrape with toothpicks. And the last time I did a grant was one of those sort of things when I scraped out the switches and used paper towels to do that, to wipe it down. So I used those paper towels. I got a lot of the corrosion off this stuff. It looks a little bit better. I'll put a second video on YouTube and show you the whole final finished product. This is actually what it looks like. And it does work when I found out, but we'll have to see. They said this one actually has squealing problems. What the description says, and the microphone has squealing problems, and it needs a meter replacement. So I'll show you what it looks like. Here it goes. I'll hold this steady a second. Sorry about that, guys. Girls. I'll hold this steady. Hold on a second. I don't want to get so shaky because I know a lot of people. There we go, a little bit better. Hold on a second. I'll try to hold it steady. See how it'll work. Sorry. Let me try this in a second. Let me hold this steady. Let's see if I can hold it with my knee. Shoot. There it goes. There goes a little bit much better, that's it. I'm gonna look at it a second. Then I fixed it. I'm holding it on my leg with the camera lens. I move it slow. Usually that trick works. It's a TRC 451. It's a radio from 1981. It's a very good radio, but it might need some recapping, might not. I don't put some deox spray in it, but I was fighting a bid war about a week ago, and I got this on eBay. They're hard to find sometimes, and I got lucky on it. Let me see if I can get some of the chip parts you can actually see. You can see it right there. I'm going to flip it over in a second, give you guys an idea. I'm going to give you the inside board and I'm going to flip it back. So don't worry about that. If I can get it steady like that, that'll be okay. I know people didn't like the last time with the grant. Almost a year since last June I did that. I'll sit it right on my thing. You guys can get a see. Okay. Let me sit this right here. I gotta sit it on my leg. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold it steady so you guys can look at the board. And I'll zoom it up in a second. You're not going to get anything better than this, but at least I got something you guys can see. It's a TRC 451 realistic radio. It's a sideband. And when I found the description, this little mod, and they said this one's a 10 meter radio, but I think it is 11 meter. I'll show you this in a second. Give you an idea what the chip looks like. There we go. I don't know what kind of mod is that, but the sideband's right there on the right. Hold this really slow. Sorry about the shaking. There we go. A little bit much better. I can show you that mod right there. I don't know what this guy did, but the guy who sold this, he says this was his great-grandfather's radio. And that's what he was telling on his description. He had it on 28 megahertz. And he said the microphone makes a squeal, but I'll have to check that out later on when I get the aux spray for it. And probably have to recap the radio. I think that's what it needs. But what is that mod on this side with a blue chip? Can you guys see this? Maybe it's actually a channel mod, but it's actually a 40 channel radio and a sideband built into it. But he says this one was a 10 meters and it goes to 28 megahertz and probably goes down to 27. I'll have to check it out one at a time. But that's a mod. I'm talking about what this person did. His great-grandfather did that. But I think I should recap the radio later on and check it all out. Yeah, it just might be a bad microphone. Probably put a new mic in it or something like that would be okay. But which I have one of those microphones to 5 pins. So I just want to show you this mod they put in there. And I'll show you the chip. Let me move this up. You can actually see it behind that chip right there. Very quite good. At least I got it fixed now. I can move it on my leg with this, so you guys can see the modified, what it looks like. TRC 451. It looks like it's pretty good shape. But I had to clean the baseboard of that with some rubbing alcohol that works. Okay, let me flip this over again. I know you guys, I'm trying to get you guys to look at the microchips and everything. There we go. I know it's kind of dark in here, but it's really late at night, around 9 o'clock to see even right now. Let me see if you guys can see this. I know it's kind of way, but I took some pictures of it, and I'll put it down in one of my links down below where clickandsnap.com will see it, and you guys can see the modifications of that. Let me try to get it closer. Let's see. I'll zoom this up in a second. You guys can see that. There we go. Okay, let me zoom it in. And I'll try to get a photo. I'll try to make it less shaky. There we go. I'm gonna fly 10 feet away from this camera, that's why you see it. Don't worry, I'll try to focus for y'all. There we go. I'm gonna hold it steady. I'll try to keep it from not shaking it. So you can see what the components you can see. I'll steer it this way. Give you a glimpse of what you guys can see. I put that out there for YouTube to see this in case I get this free repair or check it out later in a few months from now. Like I told you, what's been happening for me. I'll get some deox spray for it real soon. But this will be a beautiful radio once I get it to work. I think it does work. I haven't plugged it in so far. Like I know my situation. I told you on my YouTube channel. I told you on one of my WVV type videos I put out there. The one out in Ogden, Utah. But it's pretty beautiful radio. The only thing it needs fixed is the meter. The meter needs to be fixed, which that would be easy. And I did that on the President Grant. And the President Grant I got back a few months ago, it was a success what I did. I put in deox spray and let it soak it for at least a couple hours. Then when I got the meter about 2 weeks later, when I bought it for $6, I hooked the meter up, put a new meter inside that President Grant, and it worked pretty quite good. It took me like the second try to get it right, to hook up the right wires into it, which I'm probably going to do the same thing with this one. Buy the same meter for like the President Grant and put it in there, and it should be able to work like the black and red wires, which you just hook them up and you'll be okay. But I'll have to try out this radio when I have some time. But I love to get this thing recap or run everything. But Way Spec for $60 I bought off eBay. I couldn't get a deal with it because I was fighting a bid battle. I got it for like $40 on eBay for this and $15 shipping from Ohio. So I'm going to do a second video in a couple of minutes and show you the outer shell of the whole thing and show you a little bit what I just did, which I just actually cleaned the switches a while ago, and I'm soaking them in rubbing alcohol right now to get all the corrosion out, just like I did the President Grant before. I made it look nice, and I'm going to put down the description below where I bought it off eBay, and you'll be able to see the original photos and the description down below. So I'm going to do another video in a couple of minutes, and after I clean off the switch, dry off the switches and put the knobs back on the radio, we'll be able to see some of that, and I'll put some quick snapshots photos out there on Quick and Snap, and you'll be able to see the pictures of it, what I took, and it'll be put down in the description down below when I put it out there. Be right back in a couple of minutes, and I'll show you the whole radio, what it looks like on with its knobs and everything up. And except it's not going to be on because I'll be moving to a new area in a few months, in about a month or so, probably next month, I don't know when. once I get the ox spray, see, we'll do some tests on that when we get a chance. So right now, I just wanted to show you what I got during today in the mail from Ohio. It's a pretty good radio, but I got lucky to got one, but there not been a lot of them on eBay, but I was lucky I got this one for a total in all $60. Paid $47 on eBay and $15 shipping. So yeah, it came to at least around $62 or $65. And today is March 2021. So I'll be right back in a couple minutes and show you the final finish of the knobs. And it should look quite good once I did with cleaning with rubbing alcohol with the switches, the knobs. They should look okay. And be right back in a couple minutes until I dry them off.